One cold afternoon, a poor teenage boy found a wallet filled with more money than his family had ever seen at one time. His mother needed medicine. Their kitchen was almost empty. No one was watching. No one would have known if he had kept it. But the decision he made in the next few minutes changed his life forever, and what happened next was something no one could have imagined. Before we begin, welcome to Kindness Story Hub. If you enjoy heartwarming stories that restore your faith in humanity, please subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps us share more inspiring stories of kindness. Now, let's begin. 14-year-old Ethan Carter lived with his mother in a small apartment on the edge of a quiet American town. Life had never been easy for them. Ethan's father had passed away years earlier, and since then, his mother worked long hours cleaning offices just to keep a roof over their heads. Even with all her hard work, there were days when the refrigerator held little more than bread, milk, and a few eggs. Ethan never complained. After school, he collected empty cans, mowed lawns, and helped neighbors carry groceries to earn a few extra dollars. His mother always told him, money can disappear overnight, but a good heart stays with you forever. Those words stayed in Ethan's mind every single day. One rainy afternoon, Ethan was walking home from school when he noticed a black leather wallet lying beside a park bench. He looked around, but the sidewalk was empty. He picked it up carefully and opened it. Inside was a thick stack of $100 bills. His hands began to shake. There was easily several $1,000s inside. For a moment, Ethan couldn't breathe. That money could buy groceries for months. It could pay his mother's medical bills. It could fix their old heater before winter arrived. His heart raced as two voices battled inside his mind. One whispered, "No one will ever know." The other quietly reminded him of his mother's words. After taking a deep breath, Ethan searched through the wallet until he found a driver's license. The owner was a man named Michael Harrison, who lived only a few miles away. Without thinking twice, Ethan began walking toward the address. When he arrived, he found a beautiful brick house with a neatly trimmed lawn. He hesitated before ringing the doorbell. A middle-aged man opened the door. Before Ethan could speak, the man looked worried. "Can I help you?" he asked. Ethan held out the wallet. "I think this belongs to you." For a second, the man simply stared. He grabbed the wallet, opened it quickly, and counted the money. Every single dollar was still there. His eyes filled with relief. "I've been searching everywhere," he said softly. "You have no idea how important this is." Ethan smiled. "I'm just glad I found you." The man reached into the wallet and pulled out several $100 bills. "Please take this reward." Ethan stepped back. "No, thank you." The man looked surprised. "You walked all this way in the rain." Ethan smiled again. "My mom says kindness isn't something you sell." For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Finally, the man shook Ethan's hand. "Young man," he said, "people like you are very rare." Ethan thanked him and started walking home. He thought that would be the end of the story. He couldn't have been more wrong. 3 days later, Ethan returned home after school and found a black SUV parked outside his apartment building. Standing beside it was Michael Harrison. Ethan's mother looked confused as the well-dressed stranger introduced himself. He explained everything that had happened with the wallet. Tears filled her eyes as she looked proudly at her son. "I always knew he had a good heart," she whispered. Michael smiled. "I came here today because I couldn't stop thinking about what your son did." He explained that the wallet hadn't just contained money. It also held important business contracts that would have caused enormous problems if they had been lost. Then he said something that stunned them both. "I own one of the largest construction companies in the county." He looked directly at Ethan. "I'd like to offer you something much more valuable than a reward." Ethan listened carefully. "I want to pay for your education." The room fell completely silent. Ethan thought he had heard wrong. Michael continued. "If you keep working hard and stay honest, I'll cover your school expenses, your college tuition, and even help you find internships with my company." Ethan's mother couldn't hold back her tears. She covered her face as she quietly cried. No one had ever offered their family anything like this before. Ethan looked at Michael. "But, why would you do that for me?" Michael smiled warmly. "Because honesty like yours deserves an opportunity. You returned my wallet when you needed the money far more than I did. That tells me everything I need to know about your character." From that day forward, Ethan studied harder than ever before. Michael kept every promise he had made. He became a mentor, teaching Ethan not only about business but about leadership, responsibility, and treating people with respect. Years passed. Ethan graduated near the top of his class and later earned a college degree with Michael's support. After graduation, he joined Michael's company. He wasn't given special treatment. He started at the bottom and worked his way up through dedication and honesty. Employees respected him because he treated everyone equally, from office assistants to construction workers. Whenever someone asked him why he was always so kind, Ethan simply smiled. It all started with a wallet. Many years later, Michael announced his retirement. At a company gathering filled with hundreds of employees, he stood on stage beside Ethan. "I built this company with hard work," Michael said. "But the future belongs to someone with something even more important." He placed a hand on Ethan's shoulder. "A good heart." The room erupted into applause as Michael announced Ethan would become the company's new president. Ethan stood speechless. He remembered the rainy afternoon when he had found the wallet beside the park bench. One honest decision had completely changed his life. But Ethan never forgot where he came from. As president, he started scholarship programs for children from low-income families. He created emergency funds for employees facing difficult times. He offered paid apprenticeships to young people who simply needed someone to believe in them. Whenever someone thanked him, Ethan would say, "I was given kindness when I least expected it. Now it's my turn to pass it on." His story spread across the community. Teachers shared it with students. Parents told it to their children. Neighbors reminded one another that even the smallest act of honesty can create a future no one could ever imagine. The wallet had been lost for only a few hours. But the kindness that followed lasted for generations. Sometimes we believe success comes from luck, wealth, or connections. But often, it begins with a single decision made when nobody is watching. A choice between doing what is easy and doing what is right. Ethan chose what was right. And because of that choice, countless other lives were changed forever. If this story touched your heart, remember this: every day gives us a chance to choose kindness. You may never know how far one honest action can travel or whose life it might transform. A simple act of integrity today could become someone else's miracle tomorrow. Thank you for spending your time with Kindness Story Hub. Until next time, keep believing in kindness, keep sharing hope, and never underestimate the power of doing the right thing, because even the smallest act of kindness can change the world.